makes your noose like an old man. He's got you thinking about your death and you are frightened. You are tainted! The devil is in your flesh!
Hi to everyone, I'm Ada from Poison Rock, and today with us we have Martin from Belphegor. Hi Martin.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Finally we have the chance to have this interview. It's a pleasure, first of all, to have you with us. And I want to start with the first question, go straight to the main one and the most common. Speak briefly about Belphegor and the current lineup for the newbie fan.
The current lineup is Helmut, of course, because he's the founder. Serpent, Walter, the bassist, me, and the new drummer is, I'm not really sure if he wants to be announced already because it's a little complicated with other bands and stuff. But I can tell he's from England and he's a very well known drummer, and it's not Kraftwerker, but yeah.
And about the band? A short story, just the beginning, like a small journey.
It's hard to say about the journey of Belphegor. I came to Belphegor in 2015, early 2015. Belphegor was founded by Helmut in 1993, so quite some time ago already. And there were so many lineup changes and session players and fixed members and whatever that I cannot tell you all of it. So you really should research on the internet or something. But yeah, it's really hard to say about.
So even if you join later the band, do you have any idea why Belphegor is the name of the band?
It was founded in 1993. Many bands in this time took like demons and devilish creatures and stuff like that for their names. So that's mainly it. Sounds brutal. So
yes. Yeah. And you're an Austrian band, and what do you think that in Austria? I know band from all of Europe. Black metal band, black death metal band. What about the scene in Austria?
The scene in Austria is quite fast explained. It's not a really huge scene. We didn't bring up that many worldwide known bands. Belphegor for sure is the best known one. Punch and Stench, for example, they started at the same time, I think.
Yes.
These two are the biggest exports from Austria, I guess. And we have a lot of bands. There's a lot of underground shit going on, but Austria didn't bring up that many international famous bands.
That's sad because it's an amazing country. So
yeah, but amazing country doesn't mean that it's amazing musicians,
Yes, but it's a good atmosphere, mountains, lakes.
Yes, exactly.
All the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And the first work of Belphegor was as like a huge black metal sound.
Yeah.
I read from the press, so it's not my word. That's in the next year, in the forward years, there was like some Dutch influences. How so?
What influences? Death influences?
Yeah, death metal influences.
Yeah, actually, it started more black metal than it is now. But now it's a mixture of death and black metal, and we also sell it like this. And the sound is totally a mixture of both. And we are tuned down very low at the moment. We go lower and lower, so it gets even more deep, brutal death metal riffs and sounds, but still keep the original black metal sound in it also.
So it's like a black metal that moves in different routes. We can say different, like trees. The main tree is black metal, and the roots going in different genre.
Exactly, yeah, different genre. Yeah, it's two of the most brutal and most evil genres combined. I'd say that
Yeah.
also makes Belphegor kind of yeah, a very intense and brutal band
Yeah.
because it has these really most evil things combined. That's
Yes,
what I think.
for sure. I mean, and the main topic of the lyrics. I mean, there is a main topics of. I mean, there is consistently on each songs, or is it just like changes album by album through? I mean, inspiration.
The main thing about lyrics in Belphegor is Satan, death, uh, goats, hell, like
Yeah.
quite stereotypic, you know.
Yeah.
The writing of the lyrics is also different. I mean,
Yeah.
it has different
Yeah.
influences from writers and Helmut himself, and it's also quite complex combination. But there's not really um, a red line through it. It's mixed
Yeah.
up. But most important thing is to be evil and brutal as the whole band.
I mean, since you like join later, I won't ask you to make like a journey for the first album till now,
Mhm.
but like a journey since the album like you joined the band till now.
I joined when Conjuring the Dead was released.
Yeah.
So, um, what exactly you want to know?
Like for example, let's say that you are a viewer of some magazine. I guess you speak about the two album being really objective.
Mhm.
So
Each
just
album since then, or what?
since you just you joined the band.
Okay, yeah. As I said, I joined when Conjuring the Dead was released.
Yeah.
This was, in my opinion, one of the most brutal ones. Also from the sound, it was recorded really and mastered really harsh and brutal. The songs are on this album also, as on all the Belphegor albums, actually the last few ones is totally mixed up and a really good combination of hard death
Yeah.
metal and also old schooly kind of black metal riffs. What was the next one? Uh, the
You
next
can find
album
it.
was I'm stupid. I think it was Totenkult already. The last one, yeah,
Yeah.
Totenkult, and it's the same. I think it sounds a little darker than Conjuring.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's with more low tunings. It's recorded lower than the Conjuring already. So it also has a little more. It's darker and a little more brutal from the sound of the guitars also.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So.
yeah, the next one
Mhm.
is in progress.
Yes. So of course we spoke like the last album, but generally, I mean, just in your opinion, which album incarnates better the sound of Belphegor?
From all the albums or from the last ones?
Oh,
All the albums. I
yeah,
would.
it's just in your opinion.
Yeah, I'd say the Belphegor is right.
Okay. Why? I want to know why as well. Yeah.
I think it has it's exactly the middle um, of like having harsh sounds already, low tuned, drop tuning and everything, and got like really crispy and yeah, old school black metal riffs also in it. I think this one describes for me Belphegor the best actually.
Yes.
Mm,
And like I said you today, wait, I just knew, and of course many fans saw the new video clips that's supposed to be like a new material.
Yes.
So this new video clip called the Necrodemon Terror Satan,
Exactly.
right? Okay.
Yes.
So what could you tell about that video clip? I mean, starting for speaking about the songs, how did the came from about the video?
The song is re-recorded from the Nicodemon Terror Satan album.
Mhm.
It was the third album, I guess. and so it's a very old song, and it's re-recorded with the new tuning,
Yeah.
with the deep tuning also. So it sounds, of course, different than the original one, and yeah, it's you can purchase it as a single through Nuclear Blast at the moment. And yeah, the video was quite interesting because um, most of it was shot during a live gig we had. It was like 4 weeks ago or something, and yeah, it was shot live on a friend's venue that is like high in the mountains, and it's kind of very occult place, and he also makes a festival there each year. And the goat, as you can see in the video, his name is Hansi, and he's living there on this stage. That's his living room, and he's walking around there also through people and everything, and
like a dog, basically.
yes, yeah. He's like the owner's pet, and the stage is his home. So yeah, and so the video came together. It was cut together, and also with the nurse, with the I think it's Suicide Girl.
Yeah, and so I was as I was saying, this is supposed to be like a taste for the new material. So
yes,
but let's
I
speak
mean,
about
taste for the new material is like it's an old song re-recorded.
yeah, but
So
there is no new material coming up. So
there is new material.
yeah.
We also played one song live already from the new album, from the upcoming one. Yeah, it's gonna be very mixed up again, and yeah, it's gonna be slow atmospheric songs, like really fat as brutal ones again, with lots of blast beats and everything. So like typical Belphegor style, but brutal again.
And when will be available, if we can say it?
Yeah, it's postponed to next year, early next year. I cannot tell exactly the dates right now. I really don't know it by myself.
Before speaking about gigs and future projects, I want to just focus on the influences first of Belphegor.
Belphegor's influences?
Yes. Yeah.
This is a question that Helmut should answer, because he's the founder and main and songwriter. But I know it's like his taste is, or his influences are they are spread in every direction that comes from metal and heavy hard rock to really morbid angel and all that kinds of stuff. You know, he has a lot of influences, I can say.
And speaking about yours personal influences,
my personal influences are
because now we'll speak a little bit of you. So
yeah, mostly the same, I can say, actually, because I also started listening to, I don't know, what was it, like things like Mr. Big and stuff like that, you know, or Whitesnake.
I know Mr. Big, I love it.
Yeah, and then I more and more started to learn, to get to know or get in touch with more brutal stuff, and like the Swedish death metal, but one of my biggest influence and bands I love the most is Morbid Angel, of course. This is like my when I heard them the first time, like Blessed Are the Sick or something like that, I was like, oh my god, how fucking evil can music be, you know?
Yeah, they are huge.
So I would say this is one of my biggest influences is Morbid Angel, and yeah, many other death metal bands than like Suffocation.
But if you have to pick up just 5 albums or artists or songs that influenced you since your childhood until now, you can say album, songs, whatever. Also mixing it. It doesn't have to be like a specific order.
I was when I was a child, I was quite influenced by local music that is more like bluesy rock, like Austrian artists that no one will know if I say. This was my childhood mainly because my parents listened a lot to that. Also traditional Austrian music, you know, like you said before, Austria is a beautiful country with a lot of farmers, and
Yes.
I also grew up on a farm, so you get a lot of touch also from the local music. And then, yeah, as I said before, when I got like into 12, 13, 15 years old, and I started with, I would say Mr. Big, of course, was a huge
All
thing.
good words.
I don't remember now all the songs or the album, but I listened to all of them, I guess. Um, yeah, then, as I said, the first huge impact on me was Morbid Angel with Blessed Are the Sick and
Yeah.
Covenant, and my absolute favorite album then was an Ace Domination. This like this will be my all time favorite, I guess.
Yeah.
What else? Mm, yeah, there's so many. I just really cannot pick out so
Yeah, it's always
specific
hard
things.
to answer these
Yeah,
questions, I know.
and I wasn't really prepared on these questions. No, it's
And
like no, it's what else? Let me guess first.
just it's okay that because I mean it takes like almost all kind of music of
Yeah,
hard
and
rock going to hard rock to brutal. I mean it's like a
yes.
journey, long journey. Yeah. Yes,
And Entombed, I also have to mention. Sorry, Entombed, the
yeah.
Inferno album is also like really. I heard it the first time and I was like, oh my god, yeah, stuff like this.
And right now, I mean nowadays, what do you think about the European black metal scene?
European black metal scene,
Yeah. We have a really
like
controversial. We had, and I don't know if we have until now today. But what do you think about that nowadays? European.
because you talk about this whole Antifa stuff, and you mean,
I
or I
mean,
don't know.
we have like I know like band like Enthroned, all of this band, and there are also I mean necrophobic. So I want to know
Yeah,
your opinion in European scene.
the European black metal scene is like it's everything started in Europe, the black metal. And I mean, of course, there are differences from like, of course, the Norwegians are the one who invented it. They say.
Yeah,
I mean, there also were black metals bands in Brazil already and stuff, but I think it's really complex, and the scene, black metal scene in Europe is just too kind of different and
yeah.
in itself to represent in a few sentences. I think.
Yes, yes, because
Um,
in fact, I think as well as you, because probably it was started before the famous true Norwegian death metal,
yeah.
black metal, yeah. And I mean, you of course toured a lot in during these years. There is some memories of some moments that you remember mostly of touring. Could be I don't know, just good funny moment, just chilling moment, or just a particular gigs you liked. I don't just
Touring with Belphegor is like in every country and every continent is unique because it's always a mixture of fun, really hard work, uh, fighting. Um, yeah, I mean the most funny moments I guess we had, or I personally had in South America. The South American tour 2018 was just a blast for me. Like when you see cities like Bolivia, for example, or countries. Um, yeah, with there in South America, we had a lot of fun, and also very interesting. And I never thought I would come there was Australia and New Zealand.
oh, wow.
Yeah,
Really
this
far.
yes. I mean what I remember quite well from this tour was the journey back because it took like 56 hours or something
Oh my
to get
God.
back from New Zealand
Yeah,
to
back to the Euro,
this.
to the Europe. I know. It's
Yeah,
really far.
no, but
And
there are so many funny moments that, yeah.
yes, and if you are, for example, an organizer of festival, before you were a reviewer, now you're an organizer of festival. There is
Hmm.
some I mean, how in which country would like you place settle the festival? Which bands will you bring with you? That band that could be contemporary or just
Uh, the the thing is,
ages.
my regular work is actually organizing festivals because
Really?
yeah, no, it's like I'm
I
working as
I had to contact you because I'm organizing a tour.
no, I'm my work is actually I'm CEO and production manager in a venue in Vienna, and
Yeah.
so yeah, my I would say I would do a festival in my venue, of course,
Yeah,
and yeah, I'm open for every kind of bands, but
that's great.
as long as it's not right wing, you know, it's kind of
Yes,
yeah,
for sure. That's good to know. I will remember that.
yeah.
And just, I mean, we are just the last questions, of course. That is, of course, that you should know that the future project of Belphegor apart the upcoming album and the COVID situation. I mean, forget about COVID. What is
Yeah,
what
I
else?
can I cannot forget about it because it's like you cannot really plan now at the moment. You just can postpone things, you know,
Yeah.
as long as possible or cancel things. So it's the same with Belphegor or with my work also, my regular work. It's like I cannot plan at the moment.
Yeah. If I remember, you played also in another. You had other side projects apart that were like Moloch.
Exactly. Yeah, Moloch is
Yeah.
kind of my baby. That's also why my artist name is Moloch. Then Honton. This was a band with Martin Schillens from Punch and Stench.
Yes.
Um, and what else? There was this Zombie Inc. that we split up. This was also with Martin from Punch and Stench and some other guys from Austria. And yeah, then a few small sheet bands that
Right.
are not mentioned
And
with.
with Moloch, are you doing something at the moment?
Yeah, it's like Moloch is kind of the thing like that I do for myself at home, you know, like
Yeah.
this is what I want to write and
Your own
listen to
expression.
myself. It's not something that I want to publish or anything. It's just my
Yeah.
I'm gonna record an album end of this
We,
year, so in December maybe, but I have no idea yet how it's gonna be with publishing it or whatever. This is still,
it
but
is like the. It's
this
like
is
an
my
expression of your of you. Oh, who is Mark? Yeah.
exactly yeah.
So So now we are like at the end of the interview. I just wanna ask you if you want to leave a message to Belphegor fan and our followers, Poison Rock, and that's it.
Yeah, thanks for the interview.
You're welcome.
My message is like, yeah, I hope we can go on tour much more next year and play much more next year and do all of that we missed this year.
Yes.
And I hope to see all the fans again and meet because made a lot of friends with this band. Also haters, but yeah. So yeah, I hope to see everyone soon again and
As
yeah.
me as a fan for us as well. So I hope to see you so soon in some festival or I have no idea. So thank you so much, Martin, for being with us, and I
You're
really
welcome.
hope to see Belphegor on a stage soon as possible. Thank you again, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for your time. Hope to see you soon.
You're welcome.